Welcome back to another video. I was on such a lovely walk. It was exactly what I needed. I want to get back into making more vlogs because that's what I'm really passionate about when it comes to YouTube and video making. So I haven't really decided if I'm going to just make a vlog for today or my 3 days off work. I'm not really sure. We'll see, because I have some other stuff to deal with the next couple of days, so I think it's going to be only for today. But during that walk this morning, right after dropping off my daughter at kindergarten, I realized I really need to do this more often. Just be outside in nature, walking around. And I'm so lucky that I have this forest just close by. 10 minutes walk from my home. I've told you guys before. So today's vlog is going to be a cozy one and some reading updates. I will be out on the balcony some. I need to replant my tomatoes. Need to replant those. Maybe I will draw some. I don't know. I had this idea yesterday that I will do a painting. I will paint some. So I think I will do that right now actually. And then I will catch you up on my reading, because during May I read a lot. This month so far I haven't read that much actually. I read one book this month so far because I got into this reading slump, but I will share more of the books later in the video. I'm reading I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, and it's a biography. I'm not that girl who usually buy biographies, but I get this one for Mother's Day, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about this book particularly, because it's a twisted relationship between a daughter and a mom, and it's that what I can tell is that kind of relationship that shouldn't exist between a daughter and a mom. Her mother tries to live through her and make her own dreams come true through her daughter Jeanette. And it's a destructive relationship. And if you don't know, Jeanette McCurdy is a Nickelodeon star from the show iCarly, and I've just read the prologue and starting the first chapter. But even in the first pages, you get to see how twisted the relationship are. So basically, she starts to live for her own after her mom's died. She gets to be healthy after that. So I'm reading this one right now, and I'm also reading The Lord of the Rings. I got this bad boy secondhand. It's in Swedish. Both are in Swedish. I had the older copies of these books, The Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers, The Return of the King. But it was from the 70s. It was cool to have them, but the translation was so bad and it was almost impossible to get a good reading, basically. So I noticed that the later copies has a better translation that's easier to read, because the 70s copies had more like an old language that I'm not used to, like older Swedish, and yeah. So I noticed that the newer copies had the same story but in better words or better sentences. Either way. So I'm reading this one, but this one is too big to have with you. So I wanted a book to read that I also could have with me. So Lord of the Rings are my stay-at-home cozy book that I'm reading, and I will read this one at home also because I will get through this quicker than Lord of the Rings. But I also want to share what I've been reading lately, and I did share some in my last video. I think I've been reading the Fallen series. I've been reading the Fallen series. I really enjoy this series. I know there's 2 more books. I have one of them that's separate from the story, but I think you can do with these 4. The Fallen, Passion, wait, I'm giving the wrong order. We have Fallen, Torment, Passion, and Rapture. And it's basically fantasy with angels and eternal love. It's a love story. And I did get surprised by the end. It was not the ending I could have guessed. So I can really recommend these books. So I binged them through May, and I finished Rapture in the beginning of June. I also started to read the True Blood series, Suki Stackhouse series. So I read the first book also in May. So I read 4 books in May, which is pretty good for me, because I'm always counting on maybe 2 books a month, but if I can do a book a week, I'm proud of myself. I was hoping to finish the 4th book of the Fallen series, but I didn't finish it in May, so in the beginning of June I think. But it was good. I rated it 4 stars, I think. So I'm really happy. Like, I rated this whole series 4 stars, but individually, I think my favorite books were Rapture, the last book, and first book and the last book are my favorites in the series. But the books in between, you need them to get the whole story, like a complete story. The slowest book was Passion, actually, but you needed it. But it was slower. It was interesting and slower. You get to know more about the main character, Luz, the girl in the love story. But I don't want to tell you more about these books to spoil anything if you want to read them. But they are good. I can highly recommend them. And I actually found all of these books, except the first one, secondhand. So that was a bargain. And the book I've been reading this month is It Starts With Us. And that's the reason why I'm in a reading slump, because these books are so good. I love the first book, It Ends With Us. I love this one also. I get so invested in the characters, in Lily specific. She's the main character. And I'm really rooting for her, like, you go girl. I want her to succeed. And I love her friend. Now I can't remember names. No, but it's just a good story, and I can relate so much to Lily. Have a similar background in my life, and so I didn't know what to read, because nothing could measure up only to It Starts With Us. But now I will get into I'm glad my mom died, and maybe I will do some Lord of the Rings. It should be a pretty quick read, I think. It's on 300 pages. So that's what I'm going to read now. And if you're wondering why I'm always in my bedroom and talking nowadays, it's because my fiance is out in the living room working. So that's why, if you're wondering. And that's why I'm mostly doing videos in my room or on the balcony or outdoors. Either way, I'm going to read beside my reading companion here. I'll follow. I'm going to end this video here. I've been really enjoying this day. Feels like I've had a feel good day and I really need that. I haven't stressed, haven't thought about too many problems. I just enjoyed this day. I'm going to read a few more pages in Lord of the Rings, but then I'm going to take a nap before I get my daughter. I hope you enjoyed this vlog and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!